Hello and welcome to SiGNAL Radio. Yet another week has passed and here we are again with another SiGNAL Radio show. And today you might be thinking to myself, Gareth's had a rather severe makeover. But no, today I'm joined by the fantastic, the wonderful, the BizHub community manager, Louise Eldridge. Hello, Louise.
Hi, thank you for having me today, Stu. It's really good to be here.
Big shoes to fill. Himself is, why isn't Gareth here?
Gareth's got a few well-deserved days off and it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Gareth, if you're watching.
Happy birthday, Gareth.
So yeah, he's just got a few days off, so I'm just standing in today for him.
Fantastic. Excellent. And do you know if he's getting up to anything spectacular? Maybe going for a swim in Frensham Ponds or a walk around the Hogmore enclosure?
Who knows? I'm sure we'll see it on his Instagram because he's very good at posting things on Facebook and social media. So hopefully somebody else has baked him a cake because, as you know, he is king of cakes. Although I have to say I have won at least one competition on the cake baking front with young Gareth. But yes, I'm sure he'll be showing us all his baking on his social media, Facebook and Instagram.
I'm sure he is. Now then, big topic. We spoke about this last. In fact, we've spoken about this at length various times and asked various guests about this. And I'm sure our guest this week will ask about this. But have you been to the hairdressers?
I haven't. I haven't been yet. I'm still hanging on in there. I can't get an appointment with my hairdresser for love or money. It seems that I missed the boat on all the early ones. So I'm still waiting for an appointment. So yeah, desperate to go though. Really desperate to go.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just growing mine out. I'm just thinking about, luscious long locks.
Ooh.
Like Tarzan.
Nice.
Just ignore from there down. And the pubs are open.
They are. I haven't been yet, to be honest. I was a little concerned about the mad rush that was going to be on Saturday, so I've sort of stayed away. But to be honest, in our local area, everything seemed to be tickety-boo, to be honest. So probably this weekend may well venture out for a swift pint somewhere in a lovely garden. Hopefully the weather's going to pick up. So yeah, that's definitely going to be on the cards. Nice
beer garden. Yeah, I haven't heard of any disaster areas locally. No. But the funniest quote has to be attributed to the police inspector who said that what we discovered was drunk people are not very good at social distancing.
Wow, what a discovery. What's been great though is the sport that's all coming back. To me, that is brilliant. So we've had the Grand Prix at the weekend, the Austrian Grand Prix, which was good, slightly weird without the crowds. We've got the Test cricket this weekend, which I'm really looking forward to, the West Indies. I think it starts tomorrow, actually, down at the AGS Bowl down in Southampton, not too far away from us.
No,
that's happening. And obviously, this is Wimbledon time. Normally, you would never have got me on this show at this time of day because I'd be glued to the TV watching Wimbledon. But they are doing, and what's been great about it, they've been doing lots of reruns of all the old matches, which is something that you don't often get an opportunity to watch. So it's been really good, actually, watching all the different, the young stars, seeing somebody like Roger Federer winning his first Grand Slam and things like that. So, yeah, it's been good watching all the old footage. So,
that would be quite good. Like they rerun old concerts.
Yeah.
They could rerun, like, real classic sporting events.
Yeah, so that's what they've been doing with Wimbledon. It's been really good, actually. And obviously there was the rerun of Glastonbury, of the Isle of Wight. I watched all of those, watching David Bowie at Glastonbury back in the day. So it's been quite, although it's not been great not having the live sport, they've really, as again, they've adapted to the change, haven't they? And they have put it out there. And they've put out all the reruns, which have been really enjoyable. And as I said, you don't often get an opportunity to watch it. So, yeah, it's been really good.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm just pleased that things are coming back slowly and responsibly, but they're coming back to normal. It feels like the nation is waking up after a long slumber.
Exactly. And to be fair, I want to say hats off to the hospitality industry. Really, really tough getting back. And they're doing, from what I can see in our local area, a really, really good job. So yeah, well done to everybody in the hospitality. They've been quite hard hit. And it must be quite nerve-wracking for them to go back with these new measures in place because they're going to be held accountable. So Yeah, well done, and well done to the general public as well, I suppose, just to be responsible as you can and keep that social distancing going.
Absolutely, yeah, and we hope that the arts get the support and help that they need. And
yeah,
I mean, I know several performers, and it's been real terrible time for them, because not only the financial side of it, but when you're stopped doing something you absolutely love, and you don't really do it for the money, you do it because you love that entertainment, you know, it really impacts on your well-being when you can't do the thing that you absolutely love to do and deliver that just seeing a smile or a reaction from an audience, as somebody who's spent time on a stage a few years ago, it must be really tough for them. So, you know, a shout going out to all of the amateur and professional artists, performers, and those seeking audiences. Our thoughts are with you, and we really do hope that things turn around for you. Okay, moving along. We've got to introduce this week's special guest. Who do we have, Lou? Who are we speaking to today?
Today, we've got Martyna, and she's from the White Hill and Borden Regeneration Company, and she's involved in various projects across White Hill and Borden, including the BOSC, the Hogmore Cafe, and the Makers Market. So, yeah, welcome, Martyna. Come on in.
Fantastic. Hello.
Hi, lovely.
How you doing, guys?
There's somebody who's had the full hair coiffing, and have you done it yourself?
Of course, yes. Look, I actually cut my fringe a couple of weeks ago. Doesn't look that bad.
No, it looks good. Very glamorous.
I know, hairdressers are so busy. It's impossible to get appointments in those days.
Really is.
So you just got to do it yourself, you know.
My father was complaining.
The skills you learn during the lockdown is unbelievable.
Yes, my father was complaining at the weekend that he looked something like a hippie. I mean, he didn't, but so I gave him the trimmer like that. I just hope that when he eventually gets to a barber, they don't show what I did.
Oh no.
you random cut lines.
Oh, lovely.
Not a natural barber. Anyway, Martyna, hello and welcome to SiGNAL Radio. Thank you for speaking to us today.
That's okay.
You have a number of hats that you're wearing. I was wondering if we could walk through them slowly one at a time, and you can tell us a little bit about them, a little bit about progress and what you're up to, and just generally share, you know, some information with our viewers and our listeners. So first things first, BOSC, the Borden and Oakhanger Social Club, I believe that stands for.
Sports Centre, yes. Sports Centre. It used to be Social Club, you're right, yes.
Oh, right. So it actually had a name change, so it's now the Sports Club. So what are you doing there? Talk to me about that, because it's is it reopened after the recent shutdown?
It's reopening shortly. We're actually releasing a date today, so we're not that far away from it. We're just working on a new concept for BOSC. We actually build barbecue and pizza oven outside. So we're planning to have all of the sitting outside, obviously underneath the roof, and just doing a little bit differently from what we've done before, because obviously of coronavirus. So we're work in progress. Shouldn't be long. Working on procedures. I'm following my guys, getting everything ready, and we'll be ready to run very shortly.
Wow. Is the club cricket starting back again there, Martyna? Because I know Headley play there. They play their third team there, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, they will be starting hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, because they've been given green light by government this weekend. So yes, fingers crossed. They've been doing some training on the grounds already. They had juniors training on the grounds for last 4 weeks. But hopefully we can start proper cricket and get our blankets and picnics ready. And just
have they been maintaining the wicket? Have they maintained? Because I know where I live, we've got a cricket club, and they've not really maintained the wicket. But presumably they've been maintaining.
We're on it. It's maintained. It's ready to go. We always start. Yes, exactly. Because we were kind of expecting to start cricket sooner than later. Obviously, with all of we started with tennis courts. So we opened tennis courts to the public bookings and stuff. And I spoke with Headley Cricket Club, and they were very convinced that they'd actually be able to play a few games this year, and there we are.
Yeah, brilliant.
Very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And just, can you give us a flavour of what?
So so lots of going on.
Yeah, can you give us a flavour of what BOSC does when it opens? I mean, you've got the pizza oven and you've got the what was the other thing? A barbecue pit.
Barbecue, yeah. So we're planning to do like traditional, nice theme-based pizzas. Best in Borden, by the way.
Okay,
So we're probably gonna have 5 to 6 kind of pizzas. Some burgers, steaks, chips, corn cobs, some side dishes. So it's still working the menu. Menu will be complete in the next couple of days. Just need to confer with my chef. But yeah, it's very like outside kind of venue. Grab a beer, grab a pint, have a burger, have a pizza. And we will be having a sitting area, obviously, at BOSC, but we'll be doing takeaways as well. But we won't be doing deliveries. It will be grab a kind of, you need to collect yourself, book a slot and collect. All of the tables need to be pre-booked, just to kind of have that consistency. Everything needs to be clean, and we've got to follow COVID-19 rules. So every single table needs to be pre-booked. But yes, really looking forward to it. We actually managed to squeeze quite a few tables upstairs and downstairs, and if it's sunny, we can double that. So yes, bring it on. Very exciting.
Yeah, sounds like a really nice place to come and watch a bit of cricket on a nice sunny day. Grab a pizza, maybe a burger or two, maybe 1 or 2 glasses of dry white wine, Lou.
Maybe a bottle or two.
Maybe a bottle or two. Don't take the car. That's the.
Don't take the car.
Plenty of car parking space, but don't take the car.
Martyna,
well, they can always leave the car, I believe. You can always leave the car and walk home.
Martyna, where will you be announcing when? I know you said that the date's coming today. So where can people find out? Where will you be announcing?
Facebook mainly, social media. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, we look
Just
forward to that.
confirming a couple more details, and we'll be announcing today, because obviously everyone is asking and everyone wants to come in, and we really miss our customers. My staff is extra excited. They just can't wait to see everyone again. So yes, later on today we will be announcing on the social media, and we'll be reopening soon.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Well, we wish you all the best with that, and do let us know what the dates are. Tag us in the post, because we'll share it and get it shared around the SiGNAL family and community. So
are you sorry, Martyna, are you open for weddings again? Because I know you've got a wedding license there, haven't you? Are you open for weddings again?
We are actually. We can host weddings. We can have ceremony up to 30 people.
Yeah.
But afterwards, venues just up to 6 people. I'm afraid. I think the rules might change us from September. That's what we're struggling a little bit. But then again, we've got a couple who really wants to get married in I think it's 6 weeks' time, and they've got the ceremony going on there, and they've got just a table of 6, just them celebrate. And yes, it's something, nothing we can do about it. But if at least if we can the minimum 4 people. I think that makes a difference, especially if they've been waiting for such a long time to get married. So hopefully those rules will change. I'm planning to reopen BOSC, hopefully, if we haven't got second spike, sometimes September inside, and we've got proper menu inside, and we start all over again, because we've been doing very well with the venues and weddings. So many people from Borden and the area booked venue with us, and it was so thrilling seeing all those people contacting us and wanting to be with us. So hopefully we'll be back to normal again sooner than later.
Excellent. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, we've given BOSC a bit of a plug there. I'm interested in the cafe in the Hogmore enclosure.
I know, that's the top subject.
It's been a bit of a sort of, it's had a troubled past, as they say.
I know, we've been so unlucky. It will open very soon. The date will be announced today again.
Okay.
So we are open. Sorry?
Take us through what happened, because I know that there was a bit of local news and excitement because they found a World War II bomb nearby.
Yes, they have. It was heartbreaking, actually, because building were actually ready to open. We're planning to open in December, and obviously we found the bomb, and they needed to detonate the bomb at Hogmore because it was they couldn't move it. and bomb affect the buildings massively. So we needed to get insurance back on site in January to inspect the buildings. The work around the buildings needed to be done, and obviously fit out kind of moved in time massively again. Then we hit COVID-19. Then we had problem with suppliers. So fit out was almost completed, but obviously because of COVID-19 and problem with the suppliers, we needed to postpone that again. But we're back on track. We're back on track, and we will be opening very shortly. And that will be announced today. I'm just like clearing a couple of details. Need to confirm a couple of things with trust. And yes, up and running. Finally.
Excellent. And I noticed there are 2 buildings there. Is the cafe in one or both of them? How is it?
3 buildings. So we've got, so as you look from a car park side, so you've got the big building on the left, it's a cafe.
Right.
The middle building is the toilets. You've got gents, ladies, you've got changing places and changing units for babies. And then the building on the right, it's called Beehive, and there's a building you can rent out for parties, functions, lessons. It's like a community building run by Community Trust.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's something similar to BOSC, obviously what we're doing with the venue at BOSC, but it's obviously a little bit different environment. So it's perfect for kids parties because obviously park is just down the road. You can, we were talking about maybe opening a little green school in there. So there was quite a lot of interest, but obviously again, we've got to wait for COVID-19 to kind of give us a little bit of space, and so we can accommodate more, because it's quite small buildings, so we can't really do much about it just yet, but hopefully us from September we'll be able to take those bookings and get it up and running.
Oh, nice. And what sort of things can people get at the cafe? What will it be serving?
So for time being, we'll be just takeaway service, just because we're really conscious about COVID-19 still being around. We don't really want to put people at risk or put our staff at risk. So just takeaways, coffees, teas, soft drinks, ice cream, and cakes. But we will be developing our menu. Obviously, we'll be working the menu. I actually got a proper menu ready for us when we reopen properly, and then we'll be able to serve breakfast, lunch, cakes, teas, afternoon teas. So as soon as we've been given green light for people to actually sit in a cafe and enjoy themselves and be around each other, be able to be around each other, yes, the menu will change and will develop into something bigger and better.
Fabulous.
Brilliant. So are you announcing the date that you're opening today as well on the social media?
Yes.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, it's a big day for you, Martyna.
I know. I really wanted to know before the interview, but it's been really busy day and there's lots of people involved, so I just got to confirm before I answer. But we'll tag you on that as well.
Brilliant. Okay, that's really good news.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Excellent. And looking a little further into the future, the Makers Market. Tell us about the vision for the Makers Market, because that sounds absolutely fantastic. A real thing that's going to happen in Bordon. Can you talk us through what it is and how it will work?
Sure. Yeah. So I just really got involved in it, as well as Emma. So we're working on a visual Makers Market and physical Makers Market. So we have a Makers Market on the app website where you can actually go visually into the Makers Market, not entering the building, and see what shops we've got, suppliers, and you can purchase stuff on it. But we will be opening physical Makers Market hopefully June next year. We're looking for suppliers, and so you're going to have a little bit of both. So you're going to have visual one before physical one, basically, just to see what people want, what kind of interest we get, and what we're looking for, what community wants. And it's just take it from there. But it's a very exciting project. We've got 18 kiosks inside, which will be obviously, we'll be interviewing people, getting people on the side. We're planning to have florists, maybe fishmongers, because we haven't got one in the area. We're actually looking for suggestions from the public, what people, community of Bordon wants in Makers Market, what they need. We've got 30 spaces outside for Farmers Market, which will be happening once a month. I'm working on it now, and I'm hoping to have weekly fruit and veg market just on Saturdays for a few hours, so people can purchase their fresh fruit and veg from the market. But that's just a little vision, obviously still work in progress, very much so. We just started working on it and sharing those visions with each other. So yes, I think I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about it in a few months' time, as when everything kicks in properly.
Fantastic. Oh, it sounds really, really exciting to have all of these new ventures and this new stuff happening in Borden. So
yes.
The Makers Market, there will be a virtual version online, I guess?
Yes, online, yes.
And
it's
then
almost like walking into the shop, but with obviously click of the finger. So you click online, you log in, you click. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm disappearing.
You click your finger.
Just click.
I clicked and I
disappeared.
Yes, and the physical one, but it's very exciting. But we're still talking about it. Emma is heavily involved in it. We had a little meeting a few days ago. So the vision is to go into the website, and it's almost like walking into the building. So we can move from A to B. You can go to a fishmonger shop. You can go to a wine shop, and you can see what kind of wines or what you can purchase in shops. We've got price lists, so it's very exciting project. Like I said, we just touched on it a little bit, but yes, watch the space. Sounds very exciting.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it does. And then eventually the building will open, and I guess some of those online will
more physically
into the
building. Yes, that's so the reason we want to open online before the physical one, we just don't want suppliers to risk that money and space, because obviously we'll be signing contracts with people, so they can give it a go and see if they're popular, if that's what public wants, if it's very profitable, and then they can make that decision and move into physical one, and they can do both eventually. So that's the idea of it. So to kind of help those little businesses, those little individual businesses of Borden to give it a go and try before they buy.
Try before you buy. It's a really good idea. How many stalls? Sorry, remind me. How many stalls did you say that you're going to have?
18 inside.
18 inside. Okay, brilliant. And you're saying it's going to open roughly June next year. Is that sort of the timeline we're looking at?
Yes. So there'll be different stores. We've got a Makers Market. We've got 4 or 5 Makers Markets. We've got 6 of street food. So we'll be changing the street food very often. So we have a French month, or a Belgian month, German month.
Oh, nice.
And then we have just shops selling produce. So like I said, a wine shop or honey shop, or so there'll be 3 different categories such, and obviously then outside we've got a space for farmers market as well. So it's very exciting, actually very exciting to live in Borden in those days with all this happening around us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will be in the new town centre.
Yes.
Just getting it physically in my head. So that's going to be going up over the next few months, and the town centre will be officially kind of underway.
Yes.
Oh, that's
exactly.
That's really exciting.
That will be the first thing opening. So.
Oh, fantastic.
Working on it.
Yeah. And is there anywhere anyone can go and see the plans, or get an idea of what the building will perhaps look like?
I think we will organise those kind of meetings sometimes in autumn when the plans are confirmed, so public can actually do like little workshops. So public can visit and see what we're proposing, what we're planning to do. They can raise their opinions, they can ask questions. I think it's really important to get them involved. That's when we'll be advertising, or I will be advertising online and through your website to get those stores filled in with people, with local businesses. And it would be nice to catch up with those little businesses before they actually apply for physical place, just to see what they've got on offer and what they can offer to the public, and what they want from us more than anything else.
Yeah, it seems like a very low-key way that somebody can get into business. If they can do it online and they can start making a profit, they can then see, oh, well, if I had a stall as well in the Makers Market or at the Farmers Market.
And that gives us a little bit more security as well, because then we know we're confident we can sign that contract for a year or 3 years, knowing the business actually works in town. So it's a little bit both ways, but I think it just works that way.
It's a great opportunity for small businesses in the area, isn't it? Somebody that has been building their business and wants to try it out. It's a really good opportunity. So
there's fantastic opportunities in Borden full stop, you know, with what we've got going on at SiGNAL and in future at Longmoor. Then you've got the town centre. I mean, it's going to be a real hive of activity. And I know there's been some, you know, stop-start of it, but it's a massive project. There are a lot of people. There's lots of threads to tie in and get commitments from people over a long period of time. So, you know, hats off to you guys at the Regen company for just managing that on a daily basis. I can't even get my head around what building a town centre must involve, but I'm sure it's not one phone call. Can I order a town centre, please? Comes down, gets delivered.
No,
yeah,
a bit more to it.
Yeah.
But I do think it's great in all aspects of building the community in Borden, because that's what's really key and important, is the building of the community. So you're building the community in the sports at BOSC, you're building the community for families, etc., at the Hogmore Cafe. So there's lots of community building, and then obviously you're building the community of business owners in the town centre to bring all the other communities to it. So it sort of all fits in like a jigsaw really, really well.
Yes.
So yeah, you're going to be very busy, Martyna.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm already very busy, very, very busy.
Where are you going to
very
be
exciting.
Yeah, where are you going to be based?
Probably at town centre, to be honest with you. Probably
Okay.
one of the offices in town centre later on.
Yeah.
But I've got to be involved in all of those businesses here and there, everywhere. To be honest with you, especially in those days, reopening all of those businesses. So yeah, so probably in a town centre, but yeah. You never know. There might be another challenge waiting for me down the line somewhere.
Oh, there'll always
Who knows?
be a
Who knows?
Challenge.
Well, I can't believe it, but thank you very much, Martyna. You're obviously a very busy person, so we appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with us today to update us and tell us about that. Do tell us about those dates. Both Lou and I will share them out. Would you just stick with us whilst we do a quick roundup of the local news? Not that there was much news this week, because all of the news seemed to be national news that was mirrored at a local level. But I've got two pieces of news. One of them is the Royal Exchange is open and there's a one-way system through it. So you go in one end and kind of go out the other end, and I guess you get beer on the way.
Sounds like a deal.
But Julian and the team there at Red Mist Leisure must be absolutely over the moon that, you know, some kind of normal service can start commencing, because they did a lot of work in the early days, you know, pivoting their business and doing home deliveries, and I heard nothing but good things. So shout going out to Julian, who came on the show. He's one of the first guests and supported us during the early weeks. So thank you very much. But the second piece of news, and the most exciting piece of news, we don't do up-to-date news here, Martyna, really. We do news of a dubious quality and well past its sell-by date. So here is some news from the year 1270 AD.
Oh.
I know.
Okay, here we go. This better be good, Stu.
So the earliest named pet in Britain, believed to have been living in Hampshire, researchers have revealed. So First Vet, working with local historian Jackie Collis Harvey, have discovered a cat called Mite, M-I-T-E, who lived in Beaulieu Abbey around the year 1270, and he's depicted in a drawing and an illuminated manuscript at the time. And it's believed the first and earliest example of a domesticated animal. How about that?
Oh, wow.
I know. It's hardly up-to-date news, but, you know, when we look back and you think about cats have taken over the internet. They were even taking over the manuscripts back then. So maybe some kind of time capsule. We need some kind of time capsule in the town centre to denote life in Borden right now.
Okay, let's think about it.
Maybe when we get James on the show in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to definitely
ask him
about that. Yeah. Underneath the Maker's Market for future generations, they'll find this time capsule. Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's our time.
Oh, thank you so much.
We've run out of time. Thank you so much for turning up, Martyna. Get that information across to us and we'll share it out. Lou, have you got any final words? Any words of wisdom?
Oh, I don't know about words of wisdom, Stu, but final words. Again, thank you to Martyna. And on your travels, when we're back open in SiGNAL, which will probably be in about September, come and have a coffee with us. Come and keep in touch. Keep talking to us. We've got lots of businesses in our community. So come and talk to us and keep in touch.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for everybody for listening. This has been Signal Radio. You've been more than understanding sticking with us whilst we just ramble about local stuff. Next week, we've got the wonderful, the irrepressible Emma Selby, who runs Signal, coming down. And the week after that, James Charles, who's in charge of the Whitehill Board and Regen Company. That is, if he can slot us into what is no doubt a very hectic schedule. So thank you very much, Martyna. Please send to the team at Whitehill Borden. And I'll speak to you very soon, Lou. Have we got normal service back next week? Is Gareth back?
Not sure, probably, I would imagine, unless he takes an extended holiday, but I'm sure he'll be back. You never know.
He's on rocky ground because you did amazing today.
Oh, thank you.
All the very best and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening.